Religion. Religion. Now, obviously, the book is Christianity, Judaism, Zeus and appearing as a swan, etc. Who could resist them? But I don't have time to tell you about them all. So what I want to do instead is tell you about the Josephus problem, because it's something which was new to me when I wrote the book. Josephus, in fact, backstory. It's really hard to know very much about religion in, for example, ancient Rome. I mean, religions that exist today. And this is for a very good reason. The Romans don't care. When they say, oh, some Jews at the instigation of Christos were making a fuss, they mean Christians, but they kind of mangle it because they're not interested. It's just an Eastern cult. It just doesn't matter. That moment in Life of Brian, where all those different people's fronts of Judea are, that's exactly how the Romans perceived Eastern religion to be. Just loads of bats, warring factions having a fight over literally nothing. And, that was fair enough. They were in charge. Why not? And so the Romans don't write about it very much. The people who do write about it, therefore, tend to be Christian, or in the case of Josephus, Jewish. If you are Christian, you have a really strong interest in recording the people who were martyred, and a really strong interest in not recording the people who went, yeah, you're right, Jesus is rubbish, I'm bored of this, and have a lovely time. So we have a far disproportionate recording of martyrdom than we would expect. That's why it seems so baffling, if you don't read it with care, that people were getting martyred about every 20 minutes, it appears, in the ancient world. And somehow Christianity then became the state religion. Well, how did that happen? It happened because people didn't get martyred very often. It's just we've got really lots of records of the people who do. But Josephus is a really, really interesting case because he was captured by the Romans. In fact, he was captured by Titus during the wars of Judea. Just to give you a ballpark figure, by the way, Josephus reckons that 1.1 million people died in the wars of Judea that Titus fought in. And he reckons most of them were Jewish. There's a perfectly respectable Christian scholar who reckons that more Christians have been martyred in the world in the last 50 years than in the first 300 years of the church. So statistically speaking, the Romans may have persecuted some Christians. They sure did kill a lot of Jews. I'm just giving you the numbers. But Josephus is really interesting because he's the leader of a Jewish sect, which means his bias is absolutely glorious because he's Jewish, so he's a Jewish sympathiser. But he's the leader of a sect, so the leaders of the other Jewish sects, he's not so fond of them. They don't come out so well. And at the same time, he's captured by the Romans and they allow him to live. So he's incredibly sympathetic to the Romans, especially Titus. So the layers of his bias are incredible. But the way that Josephus was captured is my favourite thing because it gave us a maths problem. Oh, I love a maths problem. Josephus is in a cave as the sieges are taking place. Josephus is in a cave. He's the leader. There are I think maybe 50 people in the cave, I forget the exact numbers. And the Romans say, right, we want Josephus to give himself up. Give us your leader. And Josephus goes, yeah, all right, I'll give myself up. That'll be fine. And all the people in the cave go, you will not, we'll kill you first. And Josephus goes, sorry, let me do a recount. Okay, I won't give myself up so that you kill me. Anyone got any better ideas? And somebody says, we'll all kill ourselves. I told you it was a bit like Life of Brian. And Josephus goes, no, we can't do that because God gets really angry when people kill themselves. Taking violence against yourself, that's very, very bad. So what we should do is if we all stand in a circle, we'll commit remote suicide. So say, person 1 stands like 2 places along from person 2. Let's go with letters, it'll be easier. Person A, and then 2 spaces B, and then person B kills person A. Person C kills person B, person D kills, and so on and so on. So only the final person then has to kill themselves, right? The other people have committed murder, but it's a really good cause, and God will totally understand. They definitely haven't taken their own life, so this is an excellent plan. Guess what happens? Guess who the last man standing is? Josephus. And so he manages to go, okay, yeah, we'll all kill ourselves, and, oh wait, just me? And then so he walked out. And then he said, brilliantly, he says that he hadn't worked it out. It was just like the grace of God or something. Was it? And so hence the Josephus problem, which mathematicians and computer scientists people still do now, to try and work out how big the circle is and what the interval has to be, how you make sure you're Josephus at the end of it, and everyone else dies first, and you can walk out, and it will all be fine. That's my favourite thing about Josephus.